In part 5 of this video tutorial on animation using Blender 2.79b, we shall look at auto keyframing and later animating materials, textures, lamp and world settings. We shall animate this cube using auto keyframing. To begin with, we will set the start frame number and the end frame number. Start frame number is 1. End frame we shall set it as 200. Next, make sure the timeline cursor indicated by the green line is at frame number 1 as shown here. The first keyframe for auto keyframing should be done manually. Press I, then click on location. A keyframe is inserted at frame number 1. Next, press on this red button to activate auto keyframing. Now move the cursor to frame number 50. Move the cube 10 units along the z-axis. Now click the left mouse button to create another keyframe. Move the cursor to frame number 100. Now click the left mouse button to create another keyframe. Move the cube 10 units backwards. Now click the left mouse button to enter a keyframe here. Move the timeline cursor to frame 200. Move the cube to the initial position 000. Now click the left mouse button to confirm this location. Another keyframe is automatically entered. So the auto keyframing is done. So deactivate this auto keyframe button. So we shall try to animate the diffuse color property of the material which is applied to this object. To do that, we need to set keyframes along the timeline here. Now the timeline cursor is at frame number 1. We shall set a keyframe here. To do that, click the right mouse button on this color band. Then click on Insert Keyframe. Next, move the timeline cursor to frame number 50. Save the file. Now render the animation and to see the final output. Once you render it, the final output will look like this. Now we shall try to animate some parameters related to textures applied to an object. Here we have a pyramid-like structure. For this, already a material has been applied. Now we'll select a texture and apply it. If you see here, wherever this button is there, like this depth, turbulence, offset, this color, and you get a insert keyframe, you can animate that variable. Here we will try to animate the size, this XYZ variable, and see what is the net effect. So save the file. Now once we render this animation, the output would look like this. Next, we shall try to animate the variables or parameters related to a lamp object. Here we will try to animate the color of the lamp and the energy output. so that the brightness can also be varied. Now in the timeline window, the timeline cursor is at frame number 1. For these two settings, that is for this blue color, we will set a keyframe. At intervals of 20 frames, change the color and the energy settings alternately and set a keyframe up to frame number 240. At intervals of 20 frames, change the color and the energy settings alternately and set a keyframe up to frame number 240. Change this color, insert a keyframe, 60, change this to 6, 80, change this color, insert a keyframe, 180, change the energy level, set a keyframe, 200, change the color. Save the file. Once you render this animation, you should get a output as we see here. Next, we shall try to animate some parameters in the world settings. The world settings will basically give you a background color, like for you can set the horizon color, the zenith, or the sky color, or a combination of these. So we'll just try and do this. And what one small glitch here is that when we set the keyframes, it is the yellow line doesn't seem to appear here in the timeline, but the keyframe is recorded. It is not visible. So once you animate it, you get the output. So without getting stuck with that glitch, let us go ahead and try to animate this variable. Now, in the world settings, you click this paper sky and blend sky. Now, select some color. Click the right mouse button. Insert keyframe. Go to 50. Change the color. Insert keyframe. go to 100, change the color, insert keyframe, go to 150, insert keyframe for the blend sky, 200, save the file. Take the timeline cursor to frame number 1 and render this file. Once you render it, the output will look like this.